biggest crowd in WNBL history, a proud moment.
It's over! An epic game 3, and Southside are through to their third grand final in 4 seasons. Reed swoops on the crown with massive basket.
3, you are kidding me.
And the fire burned brightest. Townsville are WNBL champions for the 4th time.
Super Sunday starts in Sydney. 3 big games coming to you, starting with the Flames and the Boomers. 2nd versus 5th. That top 5 is so tight, and this one, of course, finals ramifications at play. Welcome to Qudos Bank Arena. Liam Ellison and the Flyers skipper Beck Cole with you on the call. Beck, welcome.
Thank you. I can't wait for this game. What a competition it's going to be today.
It's going to be huge. Of course, Melbourne have won the last 9 games in Sydney when they play the Flames. It's some record, but of course, last time that these two met, it was the Flames who came away with a dominant victory, Beck, 86-58. That was back in round 8, but it looked a little bit different. No Jordan Canada in that one.
Exactly, and Canada is such a big piece for the Boomers. Not only is she scoring, but she's such a crucial playmaker for the Boomers, and also gets it done on the defensive end, getting deflections and steals. So now that she's back, I can't wait to see what Flames bring at her.
Christy Wallace as well. He was pending a fitness test coming into this one. I don't know if we will see her this afternoon, but that'll be an amazing in for the Boomers, and the backcourt depth that only continue to grow.
Exactly. Wally, she's just such a great chick, such a great basketball, and just to see her back in uniform with her team, that is going to be such an amazing feeling for her. So whether or not she plays tonight, she's already moved one step forward.
Absolutely. So exciting to see that coming closer and closer to her return. Last time these two met on round 8, 86-58, and a tied up, Beck, the season series. So today we'll decide at 1 apiece it sits at.
And it is crucial. This game now can define whether or not you're making that top 4, or whether or not you're getting that home court advantage for a finals series. And this is what is so exciting about this part of the season. And from, if you're ranked 2nd to 5th on the ladder, it's so tight. And this is going to be a game.
It is, absolutely. And Monconti, as we saw just before, has played well into the starting lineup the last couple of games, in absence, of course, of Jordan Canada previously. And this matchup, Nicholson and Canada, is going to be crucial. We know Loz is in some serious form, and Jordan Canada is maybe in some MVP form. It could shape the match, Beck.
It really could. Canada, she's so quick, she's so crafty. She will have that on Nicholson, but then Nicholson is bigger. She's great at slash cutting, moving off the ball. I think she'll really be able to catch Canada, you know, turning her head and catching her off guard. So I can't wait to see that matchup today.
This is the lay of the land as well. Coming into your triple header on the Sunday, 2nd through 5th. Only half a game separating those 4 clubs.
It's nuts, it's wild, and this is what I love about the league. We have so many good teams this season, and this game, it just shows how important every match is.
Absolutely. And the Boomers need a win tonight to protect that home final berth in the top 2, and the Flames, if they win, of course, will re-enter the finals berth with plenty of games to come. This is how the two teams will line up coming into this one, and McSpadden is into the 5, Beck.
I know, really interesting. I'm loving this change-up with the 2 bigs in McSpadden and George on Hillman. And then what I love is Richards is now moving to the 3 spot, which that's what she did in the WNBA at Liberty. And her and Blitzarv's another key matchup tonight.
That is going to be interesting. Blitzarv's always a tough matchup. And we are away here at Qudos Bank Arena. The Flames with first possession. Paige Bradley with the rock. George providing the screen. Conti right up there in defence. Hillman switching onto the ball. Nice find to Richards in the corner. Puts the ball on the deck just short. Does well to create another possession for Sydney. McSpadden, top of the keyway. Now it's Bradley who finds Nicholson, has space to fire for 3. And George, again, Sydney have won it back here. Bradley with a fresh 14. Can the Flames come away with the first basket here? Heelman poked at it, and finally the Boomers with their first look at the rock. Only a minute expired here. Liam Ellison and Beck Cole with you on the call. Here's Keely Froling. Canada hesitates. Now it's Conti. Just stepped on the line.
Good energy from the Flames early. They just got 2 offensive rebounds down the other end, and then they forced a deflection and a turnover to Boomers, so you can tell they're ready to play tonight.
Sure are. Conti and Bradley at the 1. George was there with the screen, as is McSpadden. Conti goes over. 10 seconds. George assessing here. Driving out Froling. Here's Nicholson. Gets around Canada, and there's the first 2 for the Flames.
And that's where Nicholson does her work along the baseline. She's deadly.
Canada attacking the lane. Boomers with an extra possession. Blitzarves pulls the trigger. Here is Dee Dee Richards. In some good form, hasn't she, Dee Dee Richards, over the last 2? 21 points apiece in both outings.
She has. She's really found her footing, and I think if she can see her shot drop early, that will give her heaps of confidence for the rest of the game.
Pulling up just inside the arc, and Richards on cue with the O-glass.
That's already 2 big O-boards for Richards. That's something Boomers will need to switch on early.
Nice start here for the Flames. Heelman combining with Canada. McSpadden came there to meet her as Froling just off on the 3. And Bradley's first to it. Lauren Nicholson had 24 points last time these two met in round 8. 6 3-pointers. On the left hand, gets the call. Nearly a continuation.
And Nicholson does a great job of, you know, reading the defense on those pick and rolls. So Canada and Heelman, they went into an ice. So Nicholson knew, okay, they're forcing me to the sideline. I'm going to go get that easy layup, and now she goes to the foul line for 2.
Nicholson at the stripe, good on the first. Exited the game on Friday after a hit to the face. Returned with some strapping to her nose. We heard on the broadcast from Amy Roche, she's broken her nose twice in the past, but tough as nails, Loz Nicholson, and goes 2 of 2. Great start for the Flames. Conti on the handoff. Inside to Heelman, working on McSpadden, and blocked by George. Great D. Extra pass, Bradley's open. Corner 3.
Great ball movement from the Flames there, and what a block from George.
Everything going the way of the Flames at the moment. Inspired start. Blitzarves on the wing. Now Froling rolling to the bucket, turnover. Sydney downhill once again. Plenty of purple jerseys back. Nicholson. Nice find from Kayla George, and Bradley attempting back-to-back triples, not that time.
And George is such a good passer out of the post. She does find her guards when they're open on the 3-point line, and I love that Bradley just hit one, so she found her again to, you know, get that heat check.
Had 6 assists as well on Friday, Kayla George. Nicholson might have just had a foot inside the arc, nearly rattled home. Froling with the rake and take. She puts it on the deck, and they'll reset via Canada. Tillman was there with the screen. Here's that matchup between Nicholson and Canada. And one, Jordan Canada. And there's a break for the Boomers.
So far, I feel like the Flames have done a pretty good job making Canada have to hesitate, pull back the dribble off the on-balls, and then make her re-attack again. But like we said earlier, Canada is so crafty. She's great at using her hesitation dribble, and she's so good at finishing and then going for an and one. So look at her to be aggressive when her team needs her.
Just rattling out on the free throw. Paige Bradley. Early 7-point lead to the Flames here. Conti with the pressure. Nicholson Now they're doubling. They want the ball out of her hands. Hillman and Canada trying to rip it out of Nicholson's grasp. Looks a little ginger as a result. Boomers will win it on the possession arrow.
I like that by Boomers. Nicholson has been really smart and aggressive off the on-balls and has been really successful. So force her into a trap, get the ball out of her hands. That will be a really good thing for them.
Rewarded with the basketball. Conti, she'll let it fly. Rebound straight into the grasp of Keely Froling against her old side. Bradley. Back-to-back baskets, the Boomers. Conti again with the pressure. McSpadden, big screen. And a moving one. Guy Malloy can't believe it.
Oh, I love Conti, but I'm not going to lie. That looked like a bit of an AFL spin move after you're trying to avoid a tackle. But, you know, Mon Conti does such a great job of getting up on the ball. She's so quick. She's so feisty. And that is something that Boomers are real lucky to have is you get all over that point guard. It makes it harder to get into an offense. You take time off the clock. But, yeah, we saw Guy Malloy not happy with that call.
Nightmare to play against. Conti. Here she is, dueling with Bradley on this possession. With Sarves. Richards with the assignment. Now it's Canada. Just probing, waiting for that opportunity. Tried to step through, opted out via Blitzarves. Boomers with a 7-0 run.
And if Blitzarves sees one goes in the hole early, she could be crucial for the night.
Halfway through this first quarter, it's back to a one-possession ball game. George in the post. Waiting for cutters. Oh, how's that? Off the window.
What a little trick shot reverse layup. That was nice by George.
Really ran out of space under the backboard, found their way back inside. Flames by 4 here. George poked at it with the steal. Nicholson downhill. McSpadden there to help. And the call on Hillman. Hara McSpadden with 2 free throws. It all started with the defense from Kayla George.
Yeah, really good being active with your hands. Canada was past her, but she got that tip. And then Nicholson with a great extra pass.
Timeout on the floor. And this one brought to you by Cygnett, Australia's #1 digital accessories brand. Cygnett continues to power the WNBL, Australian-owned and designed. Cygnett is available at JB Hi-Fi, Officeworks and other leading retailers. Visit Cygnett.com. 11 plays 7 in favour of the Sydney Flames here at Qudos Bank Arena. 5.5 gone in the first quarter, Beck Cole.
Really, what I like about the Boomers actually is that even though they were down 9-0, is that they stayed poised, they stayed with what they were doing and what they were able to get back into the game.
And the Flames this season, of course, Kayla George making the trip from Melbourne up to the Flames this season and really starting to work her way into the season, I thought. She's been good over the last 2. Kayla George had 18 points, 13 rebounds and 6 assists on Friday in a loss, albeit. But if she really gets motoring, of course, the MVP, Beck, it could be anything for the Flames this season. Exactly.
You know, it's a new team with new people. It takes time to build that chemistry. And you've got to remember, she just had a massive season in the WNBA. And I think what a lot of people don't know is, yes, it's physically exhausting, but also mentally it can take a toll when you're going back-to-back. And so I think she has really found her feet. And when she gets going, she's a big part of why the Flames can be so successful.
Almost no time to rest, given they went all the way through to win the championship, the Las Vegas Aces. And here's McSpadden at the free-throw line. Just pulling up short on the first. Into the starting 5 today, trying to combat that Boomers front court. They're first in the league for rebounds. Froling, Hillman, Panetta Davidson off the bench as well. McSpadden makes on the second. And Tess Madgen is out there as well, out of the timeout. First game since December 8th. Terrific to see her back.
It is. It'll be interesting to see if she's on limited minutes tonight or if she can play as much as she wants, but it's always great to see one of your key players back out there for your team.
Huge coup for the Flames. 5-point leaders. George. It's Emma Clark. Popped out to George, who'll fire for 3. The defense, Canada. She's going to attack here. Blitzarves has already hit 1 3. That'll go the way of Sydney. It was one of the storylines coming into this one. Tess Madgen and Christy Wallace. We knew that they were a chance to play. Christy is named as well for the Boomers on their team list, but Tess out here on the floor. Terrific for Sydney. McSpadden. Nicholson combining with the Opal skipper. Madgen, chance for her first points. Conti splits through the double, straight to the rack. Won't count. Now came first.
Nice move by Mon. She definitely has the speed to go down and attack downhill. So I love that she saw that, hey, I'm quicker than my opponent right now. I'm going to try attack her.
She'll take a break. Amy Rochi comes into the ball game. And Davidson as well, replacing Blitzarves. Canada. Kira Rowe now with the assignment. Rochi. Three's good. Straight away off the pint. Boomers back within 2.
And that would be great confidence for Rochi, seeing her first shot go down.
Nicholson. Davidson comes to meet Rowe. Here's Madgen around the George screen. Rolling to the hoop. No good on the lay-in. Rochi, ahead of the play. Froling inside the post, walling up with the Flames. No getting through, Madgen and Rowe. Now George at the top. Madgen working on Davidson. Tara Reid comes to help. Nicholson just off on the free. Froling handling the rock. What a point of difference Penina Davidson is off the bench, Beck.
She's massive. I really love Davidson and what she can do. She just is such a big target inside. Once she's in there, you can't move her, and she sets such good screens in the pick and rolls.
What luxury to bring her off the bench. This bench unit as Madgen inside the keyway.
Even though her shots haven't dropped, I love that Madgen. You know, she's had a bit of time out, like you said, but she's come in and she's been aggressive, attacked the basket. So clearly her knee is not worrying her tonight.
Yeah, she's been very aggressive out of the gate. Terrific to see. Rolling. 4 seconds. They've got to make their move, the Boomers. Gets to her spot. Keely Froling, count the bucket. Ties it up for Melbourne. And a chance to take the lead. Here it is again.
Really
Froling.
nice poise by Kay Froll. And I think Flames just didn't communicate. That is definitely a switch that could have happened with a like-to-like in that screen. But I like that Boomers have, you know, stayed with their poise, what they're good at, and now it's a level playing field.
Froling's got 4 points, 3 boards, and makes the free throw. She'll take a break. 90 seconds remaining in this first quarter, and the Boomers are the worst first quarter team this season in the Cygnett WNBL, believe it or not. They've worked their way into this one nicely, though. Clark will pull the trigger. Canada. 3 Flames back. That's the question of the defense. Rochi down low. Hillman's used up her dribble. Rochi no good from the mid-range. Bradley wants the screen again from McSpadden. Just assessing, waiting for a cutter. Here's Richards, 10 seconds. Got to go to work for the Flames. Pulls up from the elbow. And Canada again hits the glass. Driving on Bradley, Richards had to come to help. Now they've got Sydney out of position. Inside was Hillman, too long.
I feel like Flames at the moment have a bigger lineup, so I would love to see them go for a post action, maybe for Richards right now, and let them use that mismatch.
McSpadden just miscommunicating. The second steal for Jordan Canada. Shot clock just ahead of the game clock. Canada will let time wind down. Davidson there to help McSpadden. Came out to force the issue, and Jordan Canada will have to let it fly. McSpadden happy to let time expire, and 13 plays 12 here in favour of the Boomers after one at Qudos Bank Arena.
Use that momentum and power you've created to explode out on your first dribble. Okay, we've got two more. One.
Sometimes as women, we look for perfection as opposed to execution.
The work ethic is important when the players are 40 years younger.
Cheers.
Super Sunday in the WNBL, 3 games, triple header, and second versus fifth on the table, the Flames and the Boomers. They started the game with a 9-0 run, Sydney, and then the Boomers 13-2 to finish the quarter. Bet Cole have got them in the lead after one.
It has been a really good quarter of both teams playing really good defense. I've actually really loved McSpadden, her confidence coming into the lineup. Obviously, Canada is so crucial coming off pick and rolls for the Boomers, but they've been in a hard show. They've made Canada have to retreat the ball, and that allows McSpadden to get back to her man. So I feel like she's done a really good job on the defensive end.
She certainly has. So second quarter not far away here. It has been a defensive affair. 5 of 15 from the field, the Boomers. 4 of 16 are Sydney. The Flames will up with Richards, Bradley, George, Nicholson. And Richards with a big job today on Sarah Blitzards has been good so far. Of course, doubleheader as well in Sydney. The Kings NBL coming up after this. Bradley running point. Nicholson working hard off ball. And picks up her dribble inside the arc. Canada with the reach and wins it for Melbourne.
Boomers have been going under on that screen for Bradley, and they've been going under so low. Bradley can shoot that 3. I wouldn't mind her shooting one, and if it drops, that will make Boomers have to defend her and then get through easier offense for the Flames.
Reed. Driving on Clark and the foul call.
Flames foul number 7, Emily Clark, third first.
Reed and Davidson out there off the bench for the Boomers. Coming off a victory on Wednesday night, Melbourne. Here's Canada. Tillman trying to find position in the post. Richards battling and did well. Flames with the stop. Bradley assessing, and George is open here. Had a good look at it. It's Rochi the other way. And Hillman trying to find position. This time she does. Going to work on Richards, missing on the first. It'll stay with Melbourne. Uncharacteristically from Hillman, who is so often automatic in the post.
I feel like Boomers definitely spoke about, let's look at Hillman down low inside, because that's been their first two play phases, is get it right into Hillman.
See if we see it again here. Rochi attacking, finding Hillman in the keyway. George did just enough over the top. George running the set. Richards. Now it's Nicholson who'll pull the trigger. Flames back in the lead in the first points of the second quarter. Canada straight away inside. Now it's Davidson on the end of it. And she makes no mistake. Bradley. Nicholson in the opposite corner now. This time she'll attack the hoop. Out to Clark. She'll fire. Rochi will rip it and go. Coast to coast drive, and Melbourne will retain the possession on the baseline.
And Boomers are so good in offensive transition. Even if it's a good shot, they can still just run it down your throat. So Flames just need to make sure throughout this game that they're finding the ball early and they're stopping the likes of Conti, Rochi and Canada and making them slow the ball down.
So much speed, isn't it, this Melbourne team? Reed. Nicholson nearly got there. Rochi driving on George and gets the call. Just the first personal on Kayla George. Rochi will head to the free throw line.
I love seeing Rochi. She's been really aggressive off the pick and rolls. She's getting to the foul line there. She did a great extra pass to Hillman earlier. She's been doing a really good job so far in this game tonight.
Her intent driving to the bucket is rewarded. Plenty of lead changes so far in this ball game. Rochi rattles home in the second. Bradley. Monty back out there for Melbourne. Here's Clark. George presents. An offensive foul against Sydney.
Offensive foul.
Looks to be on Clark.
It's on number 7, Emma Clark. Her second.
Second personal. It's been a gritty affair so far, Beck.
It has, and I think the more you play teams, the more you know the scout, what they're running, what players' tendencies are. And so you have to think of, you know, the next action, okay? If they're defending us this way, okay, how do we react and how do we then get through our offense a different way? And I think that's why it's so good when it gets to the second half of the season.
A chess game so far. Season series tied up between these two. Tiebreaker absolutely could be a factor given how tight that top four is.
And that's 3 fouls now on Clark, so that will be one guard that, oh, classic Conti with a car park 3.
Huge triple from Conti and the Boomers out to a game-high lead. Here's McSpadden. Now Bradley looks to return 5 for Sydney. Nicholson's there. Fresh 14 for the Flames. Down low is George. Going to work on Froling. No good on the fadeaway J. Conti with a rock. Blitzarv set to check in for Melbourne. Into the post, Hillman battling with McSpadden. And again, they come up with the stop, the Flames. Bradley extra pass, and Reed did well. Last touch, the Flames.
McSpadden and George have done such a great job, even if the ball has gone deep inside in the key. They've kept their arms up straight, they haven't got fouls, and still their length has been able to make Boomers change their shot. So that's been really good by the Flames so far.
Kept Hillman scoreless as well so far. 0 of 4 inside the paint. Rochi. Froling again for 3, not that time. Sydney basketball.
Nice pass in. Hale.
After a 9-0 start for the Flames, offense has really dried up the last 10 minutes. Nicholson looking to correct that here. Spadden rolling to the bucket. George. Now Richards around a screen from the mid-range at that time. Tsars pushing the issue. Hillman. Another handoff to Rochi, who lets it fly. It's on cold from the field here. Nicholson can get hot in a hurry. Great recognition from Richards, and Bradley with her second 3.
And that'll be good for Bradley. She missed a couple, now that one's dropped, and when she's hitting them, that really helps the Flames and their ball movement and making sure Boomers are defending every player.
Hillman at the top, Froling with the way very well so far, the Flames. Canada splits through the double. Houdini-like from Jordan Canada. And the turnover as well, the pressure rewarded. There's a team lifter from your star point guard.
That's big to, you know, split the D like that, great offense, and then you see she goes up on Bradley, makes George second guess her pass, and, you know, another possession that she's got now for her team.
4-point leaders, Melbourne. Canada inbounds, Hillman. She'll go again on the second chance, count it. Boomers rolling here. Hillman's got an extra.
And she'll be glad to see that second chance point was able to drop in the hole. Like you said, Flames has done a great job keeping her scoreless. You can tell she's frustrated with herself there, but once you see one drop, it gets you humming, gets your flow better. So watch out now with Hillman inside.
Yep. She sees one go down at the free throw line as well. Richards. 5 minutes to go here in this second quarter. Madgen's back out there for the Flames. McSpadden on the block. Madgen with her feet set. Canada feeling it inside to Froling. What's next for Nicholson? Right at Hillman. Shot away. And she'll earn him at the stripe.
And I think that's something Flames can do more of. If they get a stop, look to push the ball early, see if they can get some more transition buckets, get Boomers fouling them and sending them to the line, just so they're not having to set up and run a half-court play every single time.
Going at a great clip this season from the free-throw line. And Nicholson goes 2 of 2. So again, it's Canada and Bradley. Big screen from Hillman. He gets tangled up. Flames basketball. Thought there might have been some contact on the way through. Paige Bradley, running point. Richards, now it's Madgen. McSpadden, fake the screen. Tess with 7 seconds. What about pulling the trigger? Bradley, got to make their move, the Flames. Nice cut from Nicholson, gets to her spot, doesn't get the roll. Oh, diving on it there was Dee Richards. Great hustle.
Great hustle by Richards. That is plays that you want from players on your team. Hopefully she's okay there. Looking a little bit ginger.
It was that contest with Hillman, wasn't it? Just caught some contacts, incidentally.
Looks like maybe her wrist that she...
It may have landed on it. Does have the strapping there as well, doesn't she?
Before that, though, the play where they got Loz Nicholson on the back cut, I think that's something they can look to do more of.
Canada lost Bradley momentarily. Blitzarves and Conti both connected from beyond the arc so far. Conti's got to make her move again. She'll let it fly. McSpadden pulls down the rebounds. Richards. Kick out via Bradley. Nicholson. Imagine extra pass. Bradley from the corner. Brings it back to a two-point ball game. Timeout on the floor, 3:19 remaining in the first half, and this one brought to you by CTM Sport, here to transform your team's travel experience. Leave the hassle of off-court arrangements to CTM Sport, the experts in sports travel management. Get the winning edge today at ctmsport.com.au. The Boomers are out by 7 at one stage, Beck, but the Flames have worked their way back.
They have, and I think just with teams that are so good, you can be up 9 or 10 points, but they can come back with you. We've seen teams this season be down by 20 and come back and win, and it just shows how talented every team is, and you have to play for 4 quarters. If you take 1 quarter off or too many turnovers, you allow too many rebounds, it just shows teams can come back in a matter of seconds and a matter of plays.
Jordan Canada has been instrumental, as she always is so far. Leading assist maker, leading scorer for this Boomers team, really. She's the motor for Melbourne.
She is. She's the heart and soul of this team, and she can really get things going. And although she only has 4 points right now, she is a player, when her team needs her, she'll step up and she can score 10 points in, honestly, 3 minutes. So I'll be interested to see if she looks to be a bit more attacking now in this second quarter, and definitely in the second half. But she can do it at both ends, and, Boomers are really lucky to have her on her team.
They are. It's been an even scoring spread so far for Melbourne. 7 different players have hit the scoreboard.
Which is great, and I think at the moment, the way basketball is being played, teams are going to win when there's 4 to 5 people scoring in double figures.
Canada, nice find to Conti, but a foul call first against Jordan Canada. Charge. Just her first. Here's a good look at it. Nicholson was well set. So a win for Nicholson that time between that matchup, which could shape this affair. Bradley. Nicholson. Now Bradley waiting for a teammate. McSpadden with the screen. Nicholson switching onto the ball was Davidson. Canada there to help. And the whistle came first with 5 seconds on the shot clock.
Great pass by Nicholson. You saw her working, playing with the ball. She had Canada on her, forced Davidson to her, so she did the extra pass to McSpadden. So that was a great read out of the pick and roll there.
14 for the Flames, and Canada again out of nowhere, swiping at the basketball.
And both teams have done a great job of being active. They might not get a steal, and that won't be on the stat sheet, but getting those deflections is just as important.
Canada would be one of the league leaders in deflections. Imagine. Try to get it to McSpadden. Turnover. 2.5 remaining in this first half. You feel like at some stage the offense is going to open up there.
You would think so, but I just feel like at the moment both teams are playing such good defense. You know, both teams have missed a couple of bunnies that they would normally go in, but good to see Blitzarves inside there. But I think, you know, both teams need to make sure they keep with the process, they do what works for them, and then things will start to flow.
They have been very well set up defensively. Nicholson and Reed around the screen. Margins there in the corner. 5 seconds for Bradley. Got to make her move on Canada. Giving away nothing in Melbourne. Richards with a heave. Great D, the Boomers. Wound down the full 24. Gave away no room. Now in the hands of Jordan, Canada. May find a good look. Double screen. And the foul call first on Richards. They're in the bonus now, the Boomers. Just the first personal on DD Richards.
Kayla George returns for Laura McSpadden, and at the line for the Boomers, number 0, Jordan, Canada.
And George is back out there as well. Boomers are shooting 80% as a team so far in this one from the line.
And free throws are so important. They can, you know, we lost to Boomers on Wednesday night and we missed 8 foul shots and, you know, we lost by 5 points. So the further you get down the track of the games in the season, free throws are easy points that you're not getting defended on that can be crucial to a game. So with Boomers making them, that will really help them, you know, get that extra advantage here.
That's a great point. You don't want to be asking what if. There's Richards. She draws contact. So Richards will go to the stripe. Down 6, the Flames. Margin's looking great in a return as well. First game since December 8th for Tess Madgen. Richards named in the team of the week in round 9. 21 points and 8 rebounds. And then 21 and 7 on Friday versus Adelaide. Working away into the season nicely. Good on the second. Amy Rochi. Blitzarves off the dribble, pulls up from the mid-range, Froling. Fresh 14, Melbourne. Jordan Canada puts it on the deck, tries to lose Bradley and does. Nearly went in off the window. Sydney with the stop. Less than a minute remaining in the first half. Nicholson around the pick. Tara Reid hit the deck. Can the Flames take advantage? Richards does just that off the glass.
A great ball movement again by the Flames. They're finding the open shot.
Blitzarves rolling to the bucket. Protects the lead for Melbourne. Richards thought about attacking Blitzarves. Now Madgen. George rolling there. It's Nicholson with the cut. Great set, Sydney.
And like we said earlier, that's what Nicholson is good off. Moving off the ball, slashing to the basket and finding easy shots for herself.
Nicholson's into double figures as Froling. Not quite on the 3, and that will do it for the first half here. The Boomers with a 3-point lead as we head to the sheds in what's been, Beck Cole, a pretty defensive game so far. Neither side giving away anything so far.
It has been. It's been such a, I guess, intense defensive game. We've seen it be really physical, teams hustling after the ball. And just, to be honest, finding easy shots has been tough. And so I'm really interested to see in this second half who keeps up that defensive pressure and makes it hard for the other team. And I think that will be the team who comes away with the win here today.
First half highlights on your screen as the Boomers head to the sheds. And Naz Hillman, they've defended her very well, defended the Boomers as a whole in the paint, I thought, the Flames. As Bradley has connected on a couple of threes herself. Canada hasn't had it easy, but always so shifty, isn't she?
She is. I think Flames have done really good team defense. They've not just relied on one person to shut down someone, but their pick and roll schemes, their split line by the bigs to help on Canada has been really great. And, you know, as well, like I said, you always have to keep an eye on Canada because she can come to life in this second half.
George has got a steal and a block. And Nicholson leading the way for the Flames with 11 at the break. The leading scorer for Sydney. And Froling coming off a huge performance as well last weekend has been good. Flames have connected on 4 triples here, Beck.
They have. Bradley's been great with her open three. We know that's what she can do. Nicholson reading the play well as well with how the defense is defending her on the pick and roll. So I would definitely be getting a hand out to Bradley, that's for sure, in this second half and make it harder for her.
All stats pretty even as you'd suspect at this stage. Be interesting to see what adjustments we see out of the halftime break. There was a bit of a directive out of the quarter-time break for the Boomers to go into the post. Do you think that will continue, Beck?
I think so. I think they have a bigger, stronger lineup down there. So I think if you keep looking at the pick and rolls with Canada, seeing if you can get blitzarves open on that three-point line and using the bigs on the inside, that could be something that can be a game changer. But in saying that, Flames have done a great job to keep their arms up and make those shots hard.
They sure have. Naz Hillman, Penina Davidson, so often a point of difference in the post, but they've done well to limit that influence. Here's your leading scorers. Nicholson, as we mentioned, with 11. Blitzarves has been good with 7, but no one truly yet to stand out in the scoring column at this stage. Stick around. Going to be an interesting second half. 2nd versus 5th on the table. The Flames need to win to find themselves in the 4. The Boomers need to win to stay in the top 2. 3-point game here at Qudos Bank Arena.
Women are powering forward and changing the game on and off the court. Together, Basketball Australia and the Australian Sports Commission are powering women in basketball. We are amplifying the voices, skills and spirit of women in the game. From the backboards to the boardrooms, we're breaking barriers, shattering stereotypes and empowering the next generation of female athletes and leaders. Get involved and together we can create
Summer of Awesome. Get ready for a new hard racing game changer. Todd Woodbridge.
What is the longest river in South America?
The Amazon River?
Correct.
Pushes Australia's most addictive game show over the edge.
Wow. Let's go!
And in an all-new endgame.
One counter for a shot at $40,000.
The more you risk.
2 counters, $20,000. I'll also throw in a holiday.
The more you win.
If you don't get that jackpot, you'll leave here with nothing.
Brand new Tipping Point Australia starts Monday, Jan 29 on 9.
Ford dealers have backed sport in communities for nearly 100 years. And now, from the Boomers and Opals to Aussie Hoops, your local Ford dealer is proud to support basketball. Because all dreams start somewhere.
They're the best shots to take, the ones you don't have to think about.
Rochi, oh, that's blocked out of bounds from Turner. Another one to her name.
Into Reed. Gets Wickham. Who knows about this? Oh, she knocks it down just like that.
That's a worst, and that is a seriously deep triple.
How's the pass from Mitchell? Going up against Paige Bradley. Gets her out of the way again and gives us a flex as well. Steph Reed's feeling it.
Hi, I'm Amy.
And I'm Annalie.
And we're here with Lachlan and Zara from Ford Aussie Hoops. Let's go have some fun.
Yeah.
What was your favourite sport when you were younger?
Basketball, obviously. Do you play other sports too?
No, just
You're a hooper. What's your favourite subject at school, guys?
math, PE.
Oh,
Math.
Math and PE.
What's 2 plus 2?
4.
What's 2 times 2?
4.
There we go.
I don't want to stop.
Do you believe in magic?
Did you know that I'm magic?
Oh, here we go.
Yeah. I can do many magic tricks.
What's your favourite thing about basketball?
Oh. Friends.
Do you get fouled out a lot?
I do.
Yes. She also gets a lot of tech fouls.
I don't get tech fouls.
I thought you were going to say the fun.
Yeah,
the fun and the friends.
But the friends make it fun. The people you do it with make it fun.
Yeah. All right, guys, let's go shoot some hoops. Come on.
An absolute workhorse.
Alex Demonor, Australia's top hope. Oh, what a shot. He tries to get to every ball.
Demonor dazzles in Melbourne.
You overheated the generator.
That's nightgown. Away.
Well, that smile might make all the girls at the church social swoon, but it's not going to work on me.
Well, I'm not gonna be polite. I'm not gonna show you where a fuse box is. Night.
This Manhattan Doctor's life is going south. Stream all episodes of Heart of Dixie on 9 Now.
For centuries, supernatural creatures have lived among us.
There are vampires, werewolves, doppelgangers, witches,
And even hybrids. Go!
There are friends,
Our enemies.
the ones we love.
And the ones we've lost. A lot of blood, a lot of partying.
And if you're going to die, it might as well be epic.
Sink your teeth into the drama.
Drink.
The Vampire Diaries.
Here we go.
Stream every episode on 9 Now.
I've got a staff meeting to go to, and so do you. You elitist Harvard fascist missed the dean's list 2 semesters in a row, Yankee jackass.
Stream The West Wing
Feel better getting that off your chest there, CJ?
I'm a whole new woman.
on 9 Now.
Women are powering forward and changing the game on and off the court. Together, Basketball Australia and the Australian Sports Commission are powering women in basketball. We are amplifying the voices, skills and spirit of women in the game. From the backboards to the boardrooms, we're breaking barriers, shattering stereotypes and empowering the next generation of female athletes and leaders. Get involved and together we can create a future where every girl's hoop dreams are within reach.
Halftime break here at Qudos Bank Arena. Boomers 31 lead the Flames 28. Liam Mellison and the Flyers skipper Beck Cole with you on the call. And Beck, it has been the Boomers who fought their way back here in a gritty affair with the lead at the half.
It has. Both teams are playing really good defense, forcing tough shots. Both teams have allowed maybe a few too many offensive rebounds, so I think both teams will look to clean that up as well in this second half.
Our team of the round in round 9, and Dee Dee Richards of the Flames featured, and she's got 2 offensive rebounds today. To your point, Beck, been good crashing the glass, I thought, in this one.
She has been. She's been crucial getting those second chance points for the Flames, and she's been doing a bit of everything. She's got a few assists, a couple of points, and I wouldn't mind seeing her, you know, maybe taking her player one-on-one. She has that speed and that length, and I would like to see her look to use that and get to the paint.
And continuing on the trend of shouting out the Flames bigs, Lara McSpadden entered into the starting 5 today, trying to stop the influence of this Melbourne Boomers' massive front court. I think defensively she's been terrific.
She's been awesome on the defensive end. She's been really, you know, showing hard on that pick and roll with Canada, forcing her to retreat her dribble. She's getting back to her player. She's got deflections. Her hands have been up nice and straight, so she hasn't been getting fouls, and she's been changing the shots. I think she's been really good to the Flames team defense.
Lauren Nicholson leading the way in the scoring column for the Flames with 11 points. She's our player of the half, Beck. How do they get her even more involved in the second?
I know, obviously, she is a superstar for the Flames team, and she is going to get a lot of attention from, you know, whatever team she versus. I think she's done a great job of poising, using the pick and rolls, reading it, and if, you know, they're up and in, getting her off some off-ball action like we see there. She reads that so well. Look at her for maybe some back cuts. So stuff where she's not actually having the ball in her hand and having to work as hard.
And she scored off a couple of those looks, and Tess Madgen in her first game back in a month has looked really good, found a couple of teammates with some dimes, and coming off the bench on limited minutes has looked aggressive.
She has. Really good to see her attack the rim. You know, those first few possessions she got on the court, and, you know, she's missed a couple, but when you miss a few games, it always takes you a few rounds to find your rhythm again, get your flow back in your shot, but it's good to see that her knee's not bothering her, and, you know, she's a pro, she's a vet, and off the pick and roll, her and George are just 2 peas in a pod.
Here we go. Second half underway with Conti. And an immediate whistle. Third game between these two this season. They've got pretty good scout on each other, and it showed so far with the defense.
It really has. You know what we said earlier, once you get to this second half of the season and it's the 3rd time you're playing a team, you know each other inside out. You know the scout of the individuals. Well, you should, otherwise our coaches are going to definitely be angry at us. So, you know, it's good to see, and it sometimes, you know, if it is hard on the offensive end, it's just who is going to really dig deep and play good defense for 4 quarters.
We'll see if things change here out of the halftime break. Call here from the referee, Chris Lucas, discussing. Boomers are led by Sarah Blitzarms with 7, and Jordan Canada with 6 points and 3 dimes. And Paige Bradley as well has 3 triples to her name, as we just fix up an issue with the shot clock, Beck. But she's been good from beyond the arc.
Yeah, Bradley's been really good. She's handled the ball really well. You know, hasn't created turnovers at all with pressure that the Boomers have given her up the court. And like we said, she's hitting those 3 triples off ball reversal from the Flames, which they're so good at. What will be interesting, if she's hit 3 triples, does Guy Malloy look at calling a play for her to get a triple? So that's, you know, another extra point that she's getting for her and her team, and an easy basket because she's so good at that.
She's certainly got the hot hand, shooting 3 of 5. Here we go. All fixed up and back into action. Canada. Nice find. Down low, Hillman count it. Great start, Melbourne.
And that is a great play when you have Canada curling off that down screen from Hillman, as we see there. You're forced, McSpadden is forced to go to Canada, otherwise she's going to shoot it, and then you get that extra pass into Hillman. So that's a really nice play, especially when you have the likes of Canada and Hillman, who are both offensive threats.
Making on the free throw. Combination we've seen so much this season, Canada and Hillman. Richards, another good first half for her. Nicholson, first touch of the rock in the 3rd quarter. 5 seconds for George. Nicholson's going to have to bail them out inside the arc and makes it.
what a tough shot. I thought Boomers did another great job of, you know, forcing the Flames to another shot clock violation, but Nicholson got it up.
Canada, jab step, drives it, Bradley. Controlled by George and Richards. McSpadden was presenting in the keyway. And Nicholson again. Around the screen, Hillman switching onto the ball, driving baseline. Nice find, George is set for three. Flames on a mini run.
And that could be deadly. George seeing that three go down early. We saw in that last game against Lightning, she hit one and then she got a couple after.
Canada. Dueling with Bradley. Blitz half, 7 first half points. Drives at Richards, puts the shoulder down. Can't make the bucket. Chance to retake the lead here for the Flames as Richard hesitates and drives, travels.
And we saw a key matchup, Richard, Blitzarves, both going at each other, both playing great defense. When you have that length, it does really help. So I love to see these two going at it.
Feels like there's almost been just a subtle change in pace to start this second half. Some aggression out of the gate. Canada. Rolling on the perimeter. Hillman rolling to the bucket. All alone for a moment. Try to go there, turnover. Bradley the other way for Sydney. Crossing on Conti. Hillman switching onto the rock. Richards from the mid-range. Not that time. In the hands of Jordan Canada. Froling in the post. Goes to work on Richards.
Richards using her length again to change the shot, not getting a foul. That's crucial to getting stops.
George. Need to pull the trigger there, just off. He's shooting 20% from three in this ball game. It's halves. Now Canada with single digits on the shot clock. Froling passes out of a double. Canada is open. Again, the Flames pull it down. Nicholson. Short on that pull-up, Jay. Conti setting this play for the Boomers. Canada ripping and driving left on Bradley, the whistle. Go against Bradley.
I like that Conti slowed the play there. It'd gone up and back a few times. You know, teams getting tired, shots falling short. I like that Conti pulled the ball up, said we're running a play, and now they got a foul, and they get another possession here on the offensive end.
Good feel for the game from Conti. Sideline possession. Into Hillman. Now Canada dumps it inside. Blitzarves. Working on Nicholson. And again, that defense down low. Just stellar from Sydney.
I like that they did look at Blitzarves down with that mismatch against Nicholson. I think that is another good look to get Sarah going. And yeah, again, great defense by the Flames. They've kept their arms up nice. They've, you know, really chested in, and they've been able to create, you know, tough shots for the Boomers.
Yeah, that's what's been impressive, hasn't it? They just haven't fouled in those situations, even with mismatches. On too many occasions. Here's Bradley. Opted against the handoff to George. Clark. George a mismatch. Still a long way from home. And Hillman did just enough as Richards is fouled.
And Richards, what a great job she's done on the boards all night tonight.
She's up to 10 rebounds. One to come at the line. It all started with that mismatch. Came across to help out Conti, and Richards all alone to pull down the rebounds. Gerard Reid comes back in for the Boomers. Hillman on the O-glass. To clean it up for Melbourne. Froling. Canada around the handoff. Driving George. What a find of Froling. Found her on the cut. Canada with a great time. Puts the Boomers back up by a point. Conti harassing Bradley. Nicholson and Canada. Foul on Froling. In a second. Jordan Canada, you know she's got unbelievable vision. This one just adding to her highlight package, Beck.
And, you know, she's so good at finding her teammates. George was forced to switch onto her. Nicholson came and helped, and then Froling did the right thing of diving down, and Canada's always going to find her open man.
Cleaning it up was Bradley. Early transition points for the Boomers. Call came first. Froling's picked up a foul in quick succession. Already the fourth team foul for Melbourne.
Yeah, there's still 5 minutes left in the game, so Boomers will want to make sure that they're clean. They're not forcing flames just for easy free throws at the line where, you know, they're not having to work hard for them. They could get a lead, so they'll definitely have to clean it up here.
Tons of time as George can't make on the three. So Froling will take a break with 3 personals. Conti. Opted out. Now Canada. Pulls up inside the lane. Richards continues to add to her rebounding tally. George. Of course, moving into 4th all-time and scoring as Bradley splits through for 2. Clark out of nowhere. Nicholson assessing. Clark was set in the corner. Can't connect. Kayla George, of course, as we mentioned, is Hillman now to the rack. Moving into 4th all-time in WNBL scoring. Surpassing another flame in Belinda Snell. Congratulations to her. Here's that Hillman drive again. She will earn him at the line. But the Boomers are 7 of 8 so far this afternoon. Rattles home on the first. Eight rebounds, 2 of them offensive, and 8 points to her name in this contest. Flames have curved her influence fairly well in this game, but always a threat. Nicholson. Retrieves it back from Bradley. George, off the pick, is rolling to the hoop. 5 seconds. Bradley off the drive. Can't leak up with Richards. Four minutes remaining in this third quarter. And the game and its complexion has been pretty similar to the first half, Beck.
It is, you know, it's a grind getting through the offensive play phases, but both teams are just doing a great job on defense and, you know, making it hard to play, because I don't think either offense is stagnant. They've got ball movement, and we see Penina there. That's what she can do when she comes into the game. I wouldn't mind seeing them using Penina in more pick and rolls and using her strength inside the key.
Absolutely. George faked the handoff. Nice find to Richards. Bradley not quite on the three. Canada in transition. Great find. Conti on the left. And a rare transition basket for Melbourne. Sydney have just not allowed those opportunities throughout the game. Clark forced off the three-point line.
Which credit to Flames, because that's what Boomers are so good at, especially Canada and Conti. They've really formed a nice backcourt duo, and both of them running so quick, finding each other. A great pass by Canada.
That's a super quick pairing, Canada and Conti. The Boomers' biggest lead in this game has been 7. Canada off an off-ball screen. Davidson's at the block as Hillman will let it fly from 3. Long rebound to Melbourne. Canada will go again. Nicholson, Corralo, 4 seconds. Canada pulling up.
And again, great defense by Nicholson there, forcing Canada into a tough 3-point shot.
It's been awesome defense throughout. Imagine into the corner. That 3 goes down for Clark.
And that's what she can do. It's hard. She had 3 fouls early. You sit for a bit. She missed a couple of her threes, but that's what she can bring to Flames.
Hillman just disposed of Richards. Muscled her out of the way. 2 back for the Boomers. Imagine. Richards at the top. Nicholson. Lost it momentarily. Did well to recover and draw contact. Nicholson will head back to the free-throw line where she's 4 of 4 so far this afternoon. Second on Canada.
Nicholson to the line, shooting 2.
Nicholson's good on the first. Melbourne have, again, been the trend. Defended her well out of the halftime break. Had 11 at the half. Only had a couple of field goal attempts in this third quarter. Gets it to go there. Rochi. Facing Conti moments ago. Here's Penina Davidson. McSpadden comes to meet her. Great find. Reed closed out by Clark on the rotation. Couldn't get it there. Back to Sydney basketball. 4-point lead. 1:27 remaining before the final three-quarter time break.
And if I was Flames, I would look to attack them. Go inside, see if you can draw a foul. Boomers are on 5 fouls. Get to the rim.
On cue, Nicholson does just that. Great assessment.
I know, don't you love when that happens? You call something out and you speak it into existence.
Perfect. Nicholson must have heard you, as she'll go to the line with 15. That was the second on Penina Davidson. So it's Froling and Blitzars with 3 apiece. No one else in any real foul trouble for the Boomers. McSpadden and Clark have 3 for Sydney. Nicholson remains perfect from the line. Rochi running point. Hillman. Davidson's on the perimeter. Reed inside. Hillman. Tough finish. Protecting that Boomers buffer. 4 points the margin. 46 plays 42. Inside the last minute of this third quarter, Nicholson hesitates. Wanted the foul call. Canada did well not to give it away. Flames with 4 to work with. Nicholson steps back for 3. Just can't connect. She knew it wasn't far away. Canada will let time wind down here. Shot clock's easily ahead of the game clock. Hillman, pump fake, driving inside. 7 seconds for the Flames. Richards, got to go quick. She's going to let it fly from outside the arc, and that will do it for the end of the third quarter. The Boomers with a 4-point lead, 46 plays 42. And it remains defense has been the story so far, Beck.
It has. Just when you think one of the teams has got momentum, they've got a couple of scores, then the other team will get a stop, they'll get a couple of scores. So no one's just really been able to get away more than that 7-point lead that Boomers had early on. Otherwise, it's been majority, you know, a 3 to 5 point game. So it will be interesting. Whoever wins this fourth quarter, whoever maybe can make those little bunnies that a few have missed and keep playing good defense, that's who's going to win the game here today.
There's that fine from Jordan Canada, just sublime, but I thought Naz Hillman had a great third quarter, approaching a double-double.
She really did. I thought she was finishing those close shots near the rim, being a really big inside presence, just being more aggressive. And I think I would keep looking at her in this fourth quarter. And as always, I just think Canada is going to be looking to be aggressive and put her team on her back.
Lauren Nicholson leading the way for the Flames has been stellar on both ends of the floor, mind you, as she always is.
She has been. She's been really key for the Flames and, you know, keeping them afloat here in today's game. I would love to see her maybe getting some more actions where, again, they're defending the pick and roll really well. So her cutting off the ball, maybe off staggers. They ran an Iverson cut that looked really good. And that forces Boomers to foul or have to sink in on her. And then you'll have the likes of Bradley and George on the outside for a three.
Hillman and Nicholson leading the way for their respective squads. Richards has hit the glass en masse with 12, 3 of which have come on offensive rebounds.
She has, and I think when, you know, your shots aren't dropping, the fact that you're going out there providing energy and hustle, getting your team second possessions, making sure that you're getting the boards on defense and being able to run up the other end, she still is providing so much for her team.
How will the last 10 minutes play out? That is the question. There's been near no defensive lapses, no concentration lapses from either side. Defense has been on point throughout the contest. Will that continue down the stretch?
You know, and both teams don't have an excessive amount of turnovers either. Flames have 11 and Boomers have 10, so it's even on that playing field. So it's also, it's not like teams are turning the ball over. They're both just forcing each other into tough shots or making teams have to use the entire shot clock.
So here we go. Richards will start us off in the fourth. Both teams have understood the assignment so far. Will that continue? Bradley, first possession, the Flames. Clark working hard and tangled up with Reed. Early foul call. Saw them get into the bonus early in the last quarter as well. Clark into McSpadden. What a hand to it was Davidson and the steal. Awaits an assistance from teammates. Now it's Conti. Driving on Bradley, pulls up from the baseline. Bradley's got 3 triples. Played big minutes as well, already 25. Nicholson looks to continue where she left off.
And I know she missed it, but she got a stagger where she curled off for a jumper. Again, that's just a bit of an easier shot for her to take, so I quite like that play for her.
Reed, Rocci, trying to get it inside to Hillman, turnover. 4-point lead, the Boomers. You've gone here in this fourth quarter. Richards moves it onwards to Nicholson, who's had the answers when they've needed it for the Flames. Richards pulls up from the free-throw line. Nice bucket for the Flames wing. Reed puts it on the deck, attacking Clark, and good on the left hand. instant response to the Boomers. Bradley. Now it's McSpadden, top of the painted area. Single-digit shot clock. Nicholson is open for three. Rattles out somehow, and Clark on the follow. Basket starting to drop here early days in the fourth quarter. And a turnover. So one possession ball game favouring Melbourne.
Now we see Boomers the last two possessions forced into a couple of turnovers. Flames being aggressive. Is this maybe the time where Flames, the momentum goes their way?
Bradley, let's see if it does indeed go their way here. Nicholson fighting around Rochi. Richards hit one from this spot moments ago. Davidson cleans it up. Reed assessing out to Conti. And the whistle from the ref. And the rebounding contest against the Boomers.
Fouls on the Boomers, number 12, Penina Davidson, her third.
So 3 on Penina Davidson. Frolling's had a decent spell with 3 that she acquired in the third quarter. Suspect we'll see her shortly. Paige Bradley. Nicholson. Around the handoff. Waiting for that moment. Rochi right there in her grill. McSpadden. It'll be in the hands of Nicholson. 4 seconds. Boomers giving nothing away. Rochi. Conti wide open. Somehow won't go down. Get some tough luck on those 3-point attempts. Clark. Tough one for McSpadden.
I think Clark definitely had time and space then for her to go into her jump shot. So I think next time, if she has that, yeah, definitely. She can go up with that. She's a lovely shot.
McSpadden will hit the bench. Here's Rochi. Now Conti, 2-man game. Hillman slashed into the bucket, lost her footing. Did well to get it out to Froling. They kept possession for a moment. Travel.
The Boomers just looked a little stagnant in that play. You know, they have had a hard run. Are they tired? Is fatigue maybe going to set into them into this fourth quarter? But I think I wouldn't be surprised if we see Canada come back on soon and really get that ball movement going again, attacking, getting downhill.
Flames fans looking to get involved. Tire take the lead here. Bradley. Conti did well with the steal. Turns the Jets on. Attacking the Flames. Floater is up and in for Conti. Defense to offense. And just what the Boomers needed. Richards. Wanted to find Nicholson. Now it's George with a great find to the cutting Bradley. Bradley's got 11. George with her third assist. Rochi and Nicholson rolling back into the ball game. Rochi, single-digit shot clock. Tough defense from Nicholson. Richards, they go in transition. Clark, quick to her spot. Escape dribble, 3. Won't go.
In this fourth quarter, Rochi and Nicholson have done a great job both defending each other, and I love that. They're both great friends, so they know each other inside and out on the floor, and it can tell here.
Blitzarves. Inside, Hillman with the finish. She had a good second half, Nars Hillman. George at the 3-point arc. Nicholson gets a moment of space on Rochi. Bradley, and foot on the line. Boomers have just managed to protect this slender lead throughout the fourth quarter.
They haven't, they're a team full of experience as well. So when it gets to, tough situations like this, close games, they do have the players who have the smarts to know, what plays to run, what plays are we running, who for, and also, hey, do we want to get it down quick in transition or do we want to use the clock?
Canada back out there, straight away aggression. Hillman crushing the glass and wins it back for the Boomers. So had a good rest, Jordan Canada, to start this fourth quarter. Rolling with 9 seconds. Straight into the post. A reset, 5 seconds. Canada got to make her move. Tried to slice through. First team foul on Sydney.
And we said it earlier, we're not surprised she's back on now, and her first 2 possessions into the game is attacking the rim.
That's what she does. Could she be the point of difference down the stretch as we approach crunch time? So timeout for the Flames. 52 plays 48. The Boomers protecting that lead. This timeout brought to you by Ford Aussie Hoops, the perfect intro to the world of basketball for kids aged 5 to 10 years. Basketball Australia are launching the Aussie Hoops Award for 2023, all thanks to Ford. To find out more, visit aussiehoops.basketball to register. So 4:50 remaining on the clock here. 4.5 rather at Qudos Bank Arena. Nicholson's led the way with 17, Beck Cole. This is going to be a tight finish, you feel. It's never really looked like blowing out at any stage.
No, it hasn't, and 4.5 minutes is still such a long time of basketball, and it's only a 4-point game. So I'm really interested to see if there's a team that can get on a run, and maybe I think if they can extend a lead to 6 or 8 points in this last 4.5 minutes, I think that might be the team that will maybe the momentum will turn their way and they'll get away with a win.
Can the Boomers do it out of this timeout, maybe? We'll see. 4-point advantage. Canada reinserted. They've done well to manage their foul trouble. Froling should be able to finish regulation here after picking up 3 early in the second half. Imagine back out there out of the timeout, who's been good on return. Terrific to see.
And you said Hillman's been really great in this second half as well. I think her presence has been huge. I feel like you can really see that she's in there with presence, wanting the ball, and Boomers have done a great job of feeding it to her, and she's been able to put the ball in the hole. So if I was Boomers, I would continue to look to Hillman in this last remaining 4.5 minutes.
And Canada takes care of business. Out to 6, a crucial juncture now for the Flames. Nicholson, George, they went under the screen. Unable to make them pay. Rochi and Canada in the backcourt. Hillman diving to the bucket. Great contest from Richards. Stop for Sydney. George on the deck. Nice extra find to DD Richards, and Froling equally did just enough. George extra possession. Imagine in the Flames with 8 seconds. Into the post. Richards and Blitzarves. Tries to get her shot away. Offensive foul. Just incidentally collected Blitzarves with an elbow.
And both teams have gotten great shots out of this timeout. They just haven't dropped.
You like the intent from Richards there. Blitzarves is a tough cover. Rochi. Canada as we approach crunch time. Driving, kick out, Froling, 3. Friendly roll, some luck for the Boomers. Finally, from beyond the arc, out to a game-high 9-point lead.
And that could be the shot that changes the game.
Nicholson Certainly could be. 6 seconds. Bradley, extra pass. Magin pulls the trigger. That's a tough miss for the Flames. Canada, Boomers well in control of this ball game. Hillman, big screen, illegal, said the referee.
Yeah, I do believe that Froling three-point shot is maybe going to be the difference. Like I said, that really just, it spreads now that lead for the Boomers. And, you know, Flames, they can't be upset. They've gotten good shots and the correct shots for the players that they have on their team. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe you're going back to Nicholson. She's been able to get on the scoreboard for them at the moment and, you know, run a play for her, see if you can get her going. And, you know, to be honest, I wouldn't mind a three-point shot for Bradley. She's been aggressive in this second half, and it's been good to see.
This timeout brought to you by your local Ford dealer, proudly supporting community basketball in Australia. And to your point, Beck, she was 3 of 5 at the half. Paige Bradley from 3, just the one attempt in the second. So could there be a draw up? Maybe from Guy Malloy coming for her.
And you do have also the vets in Madge and George, and yes, they've just missed their last, you know, couple of three-point shots, but they're the right shot attempts for them, and they're vets who are experienced and in tough situations and close games, they can hit those shots. So I also wouldn't be surprised if you look at another one maybe for George.
Steps up in big moments, and they're going to need it, trailing by 9. In the context of this game, there's a big lead. Obviously, plenty of possessions left with 2:42 on the clock. And the Flames with the first look at it via Magin. Some aggression out of the timeout. Magin picked up her dribble. Foul call on Hillman. 4th team. 3rd personal. Trying to create some fast break points for the Boomers. Just had 4 in this contest. George. Now Nicholson off a cut. Bradley. Extra pass closed off. Didn't matter. Floaters up and in for Paige Bradley. Here's Rochi. Another handoff immediately met to Canada. Did not want the ball in her hands. 7-point lead, the Boomers. Flames still far from out of this.
Yeah, that was a great out-of-bounds play they had on the baseline, the possession before. You had the 3 for George. She was taken out, and then you had Nicholson coming off the curl cut. She was taken out, and then Bradley, you know, shot fake for the 3. That's her shot. Got to the layup. So great play from Guy Malloy there, and I just think here, Boomers, if they can make sure they don't get a 5th team foul with 2 minutes left and send Flames to the line, they'll be in good shape, I think.
That could be a way back into it for sure. This time out brought to you by the official WNBL app. It's finally here, and make sure you get on board if you haven't already for your Super Sunday. 3 big games, and we don't want you to miss a minute of the action. Live scores, highlights, all your player and team info, and more. Download the free WNBL app today. 2:06 in the clock. That's the equation for the Flames. They trail by 7. They need to stop here with the Boomers with 14 to work with and possession, Beck Cole.
Yeah, I think Guy would definitely be speaking in this huddle about when do we need to foul. If we score, we don't need to. If we miss, we need to get a stop. Then when do we want to send them to the line? So they're all things that are definitely important, but when you're 7 points down, in how we get this lead back.
Boomers will go with Canada, Hillman, Rochi, Froling. Blitzarves is on the inbounds. Richards defending the inbound, immediately doubled out of Hillman's hands. Canada working hard off ball. Screen came from Froling. Blitzarves is wide open at the top. And just short. That could have been the dagger. Bradley. Here's Nicholson, open. Short J is up and in.
Great stop and then great play.
Two-possession ball game. Still so much time remaining. Rocci. Not riding on this possession. In the hands of Jordan Canada. Working around two and makes it. One to come of the line for Canada. Big time bucket.
Absolutely big time bucket right there. Getting the and one as well, being able to finish with, you know, 2 lots of contact, massive.
That puts her in double figures. 3 of 11 from the field. Had it tough today. With Bradley and Nicholson defending her, but stood up in the big moments as she always does, Jordan Canada, and makes on the 3 throw. She is a star. 8 points. The Boomers now lead by. Nicholson. Madgen. Space to fire. Makes it. Keeps the Flames in it.
Again, great ball movement. Getting it to a shooter on the wing. Oh, Nicholson so close to getting a steal there again. So you'll see them get up the floor. I like seeing Richards on the ball in the baseline. Use that length, make it tough to pass in.
Timeout. Chris Lucas will chat things over with the Boomers. It looks like the Flames, they are going to press up here with 1:10 remaining, Beck.
Yeah, they need to get stops and they need to get them quickly. And again, like I said, I think Guy will be talking about whether or not they want to foul in these situations. You know, normally teams during the week of practices will practice gameplay situations when you are down. There's only a certain amount of time left, and you need a foul. So far they've done it really well, but just is there enough time on their side right now?
That's the question. Here's the Boomers' next 4. They've got a nice homestand coming up against the defending champs as well. What a test that's going to be.
That is, you know, those next 4 games are all against currently the top 4 teams. So that's going to be really interesting. And again, how will that change the ladder?
Absolutely. The Flyers and then the Lynx to come after that. Really, it could be a season-defining stretch in such a close race for the top 5 for the Boomers.
It will. I think for the top 5 teams at this stage in the game, every game counts. It's almost like every game from now on is a finals and it is a must-win.
Need a win to stay in the top 2 tonight, Melbourne. Here they go out of the timeout. Advanced into the front court with relative ease. Hillman. Canada produced already out of this situation once. 4 seconds. Blitzarves. Well defended from D.D. Richards. Last touch, Sydney. Slender 1.4 on the shot clock. Richards thought it was off the foot of Blitzarves. She might have had a case. Tough to tell. Froling. Turn and fire. Hillman had front position, but the shot clock buzzer went first. Flames basketball. Trying to use up as little of that clock as they can. Bradley needing a bucket on this possession. Richards hit the deck. Out to Nicholson. Working on Rocci, lost it. And it's Boomer's ball. That is a massive call. Nicholson feels certain it was poked away from the Boomers. Got a good look at it here. Certainly tough to tell from that angle. Flames pressing up. And the immediate whistle. Will walk down for 3 throws. It's the Boomers to lose from here. Canada entrusted with the duties, and she's 4 of 5 from the 3-throw line. Boomers are shooting 92% from the line in this game. Rattles out on the first.
You got one, can you get another, Sydney fans? How loud can you get it in here?
Canada on the second 3-throw is good. It's got to be a 3, you'd think, here for the Flames, and Bradley turnover. Costly. Miscommunication with the shooters. Look to get it into Canada. Watchy. Foul by Richards.
And Boomers have done a great job on those last 2 possessions to force turnovers, not let Flames get a shot up. And, you know, that's where their experience and digging deep into this 4th quarter has really, you know, proven that's been so important.
Watchy shooting an 86% clip on the season. And keeps the Flames in it, but only just. Watchy to just about put it out of reach, and she does. It's going to be an early attempt from the Flames here. Imagine. George will let it fly in the corner. Short that time. Heelman first to it. And Canada. Time winding down. And that is going to do it here. The Boomers have come into Qudos Bank Arena and got the job done to the tune of 7 points, and it wins the season series over the Flames. 2-1, which could be crucial down the stretch. It means the Boomers improve to 9-5 on the season and will remain in the top 2, Bet Cole.
Yeah, a massive win for the Boomers here. The fact that they've got that head-to-head could be crucial, you know, for a potential finals home court advantage there. And, you know, I think losing by that 30-point margin the game before, they had something to prove. And, you know, although it was a low-scoring game, a testament to both teams just gritting it out, defending really well, and, you know, working their butts off.
Absolutely. You think Chris Lucas would be happy with that in a game where the Flames really defended the Boomers just brilliantly throughout. They ground out the victory, and your player of the game for Melbourne is Naz Heelman with 14 points and 9 rebounds.
Pick and roll together as well, so, you know, you get her dive into the basket, that's always hard to stop.
And they've got Christy Wallace to come back into the lineup as well, and it looks like it's not going to be far away, her return. So exciting. She was penning a fitness test today, so taking no risks there, but gee, they're going to be looking good when Christy Wallace comes back.
Yeah, amazing that Wally's back with the Boomers. It'll be, you know, a massive asset to their team. And it's also interesting as well when you have a player with such impact as Wally, it's also how do you find your new flow with that team? So that, you know, that could happen right away, or it could take a few games. So that will be also an interesting one to watch.
It certainly will. And the next game against the Townsville Fire, it's going to be fascinating to see if she does return in that one, how it all clicks. Bradley was good today for the Flames on the losing side. 13 points in 33 minutes. And a trio of threes for her. But Jordan Canada, when it mattered, stepped up in the big moments, as she often does.
Yeah, that's what I think makes Canada such a good player, is when things need to be done. She's either going to score for you, assist, get a stop, and she was really good today, even though, you know, she might have not got as many points. She was still crucial into Boomers' win.
The Boomers will fly home happy to Melbourne tonight. Your first game of your Super Sunday is done and dusted. 2 to come, Bendigo and Townsville up next, and then it all finishes off in Perth over in the west against the Adelaide Lightning, who are coming off a win on Friday night. Couple of great games to come, Beck Cole. It's going to be good.
It is. The WNBL is just getting more exciting each week, and it just shows on any given day any team can beat anyone. So make sure you all stay around and watch these next 2 upcoming games.
Don't go anywhere on your screens around the country on 9 now. It's been a pleasure. Liam Ellison and Beck Cole with you on the call. Beck, thanks for joining.